You can start.
Bal Gangadhar Tilak once said, "Our nation is like a tree of which the original trunk is Swaraja and the branches are Swadeshi and boycott." And I could not agree more as I watch all of you with faces beaming with pride today for this grand Republic Day celebration.
I am Alfred Joplin,
I am Andrea.
and we are honored to be your MCs for this event.
Good morning, Honorable Principal Sir, Vice Principal Sir, Activity Coordinator Ma'am, members of the SLT, teachers, caring parents, and excited students. I extend my best wishes to you all on the occasion of the 73rd Republic Day celebration, a day filled with patriotic zeal and feelings of gratitude, happiness, and hope.
During the Republic Day celebrations, something we all look forward to is the ceremonious parades at the Rajpath, which is performed as a tribute to India, its unity in diversity and rich cultural heritage. Nevertheless, the celebrations at our school shall be as grand as possible. We also request everyone to mute themselves and switch to side-by-side gallery view for the optimum experience.
Without further ado, let us begin the program. To start, we shall honor the great nation we reside in and have the hoisting of the UAE flag, followed by the UAE national anthem.
عيشي بلادي عاش اتحاد إماراتنا عشتي لشعب دينه الإسلام هديه القرآن حصنتك بسم الله يا وطن بلادي 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 بلاد حماك الإله شرور الزمان أقسمنا أن نبنينا من نخلصنا ما عشنا نخلصنا ما الأمان وعاش العلم يا إماراتنا رمز العروبة كلنا نبنيك بدنا نرويك نبنيك بالأرواح يا وطن.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Prayer is not merely asking, it is a longing of the soul. On this note, I would like to call upon Fatima Nishad of 7B for the recitation of the Holy Quran, followed by its translation.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وكنتم على شفا حفرة من النار فأنقذكم منها كذلك يبين الله لكم آياته لعلكم تهتدون صدق الله العظيم. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, and hold fast all together by the rope which Allah stretches out for you, and be not divided among yourselves. And remember with gratitude Allah's favor on you, for you were enemies, and He joined your hearts in love, so that by His grace you became brothers, and you were on the brink of the pit of fire, and He saved you from it. Thus does Allah make His signs clear to you, that you may be guided. Wholly true are the words of Allah.
Thank you, Fatima.
Let us now awaken this scintillating morning with a shloka recited by Anant Narayan of class 6D, followed by its Hindi translation by Aryaman Agnihotri of 6D, and the English translation by Lakshya Yanamandira of 6D.
नमस्ते सदा वत्सले मातृभूमे त्वया हिन्दुभूमे सुखं वर्धितोऽहं महामङ्गले पुण्यभूमे त्वदर्थे पतत्वेशकायो नमस्ते नमस्ते विजित्रे जन सहन्तकार्यादिशक्ते विदायास्य धर्मस्य संरक्षणं परं मे भवं नेतुमेतत् स्वराष्ट्रं समर्था भवत्वाशिषा ते वृषम्.
Lovely motherland, salute to you always. This motherland has given us affection and love like its own children. I have grown up happily on this land. This land is very auspicious and a holy land. To protect this land, I offer my mortal body to the motherland and bow down to this land again and again. With your infinite grace, may this victorious organized workforce be able to take this nation to the highest glory by protecting our motherland.
है वात्सलमयी मातृभूमि, तुम्हें सदा प्रणाम। इस मातृभूमि ने हमें अपने बच्चों की तरह स्नेह और ममता दी है। इस भूमि पर सुखपूर्वक हम बड़े हुए हैं। यह भूमि मंगलमय है और इस भूमि को हम बार बार प्रणाम करते हैं। आपकी असीम कृपा से हमारी यह विजयशालिनी संगठित कार्य शक्ति हम सबका संरक्षण कर इस राष्ट्र को परम वैभव पर ले जाने में समर्थ हो।
Thank you, boys.
I now call upon Jerusha Jason D'Souza of class 5A to recite a verse from the Holy Bible.
Today's Bible verse is taken from the book of Psalms, chapter 98, verses 1 to 6. Sing to the Lord a new song, for he has done wonders. His right hand, his holy arm has won victory for him. The Lord has shown his salvation, revealing his justice to the nations. All you lands, make a joyful noise to the Lord. Break into song and sing praise, with melody of the lyre and with music of the harp, with trumpet blast and sound of the horn, rejoice before the King, the Lord. Thanks be to the Lord.
Thank you, Jerusha. It is my honor and pride to call upon our school head girl, Miss Avarnya Shri, to give us the welcome address.
Audio check, video check.
All good.
A nation's culture resides in the hearts and in the soul of its people. Good morning, Honorable Principal Sir, Vice Principal Sir, School Activity Coordinator Ma'am, members of the senior leadership team, parents, teachers, and my dear friends. 26th January has been a memorable day for all of us since the start. Witnessing vibrant cultures and stellar performances on stage, we have always respected our country for its diversity. Every year, 26 January is celebrated to commemorate the date on which the Constitution of India came into effect and the country became a republic. This year, India will be celebrating 73rd Republic Day. This diversity is what keeps us holding together as a nation, and so today I wish everyone a very happy Republic Day. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our dear Principal Sir, who has always supported us, been our pillars of strength and our inspiration for achieving our goals. Our Vice Principal Sir, who supports us in every way possible. Our School Activity Coordinator Ma'am, who with a kind and helping nature never fails to help us in the toughest of times. The senior leadership team, who always plays a huge role in every success we achieve. And finally, I would like to heartily welcome all the wonderful parents, teachers, and my dear friends. 75 years of India's independence has caused happiness for all Indians living in the country or settled abroad. Year 2021-22 marks a major milestone in the history of modern India when our nation is considered as the largest democracy in the world. Republic Day in our school has always been filled with different performances and cultures without failing to uphold the patriotism within us. I can't hold my excitement for the upcoming performances we are about to witness. And so, without a further ado, I am handing it over to our MCs, Andrea and Alfred. Thank you.
Thank you, Avarnya.
We are not makers of history. We are made by history. Rightly said by Martin Luther King. While most of us associate this day with the Grand Republic Day parade for years, the day is a lot more. Republic Day marks the day India formally adopted the Constitution as the guiding document and became an independent republic. To enlighten us more on the history and the making of the Indian Constitution, I would like to invite our beloved social science HOD from the senior boys section, Arun Christopherson.
Thank you very much, Alfred, for calling me in. देवी और सज्जनों, 73वें गणतंत्र दिवस की आपको सबको शुभकामनाएं। मैं हिंदी में बोलना चाह रहा था, लेकिन इसको समझने के लिए बहुत कम लोग रहेंगे, इसीलिए मुझे इंग्लिश में ही इसको आगे बढ़ाना पड़ेगा। Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 73rd Republic Day of India, and a hearty congratulations on this wonderful day. We go for an insight of a republic, and if we go for the insight of a republic, we find that the first step of making of the Indian Constitution was not somewhere when the British left us. It was when the British was still ruling in 1928, when Motilal Nehru, father of the stalwart and the first Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, took the challenge of the British that Indians are capable to administer themselves and can draft a constitution all by themselves. And that was the beginning. Of course, nothing to do with what the constitution we got in 1950. On 6 December 1946, when it was decided that India will be gaining an independence, on 15th August 1947, the British wanted to hand over to the interim government, which was in the form of a Constituent Assembly. And on December 9, 1946, this Constituent Assembly met under the then temporary president of the Constituent Assembly, Sachidanand Sinha. Of course, it was Babu Rajendra Prasad who was later on appointed as the final president of this assembly. 11 December 1946, Dr. Rajendra Prasad takes over as the permanent president of the assembly, and on 29th August 1947, after our independence, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, stalwart of the constitutional mechanism, became the chairman of the drafting committee. 26th November 1949, the constitution was passed and adopted by the Constituent Assembly. It was the most important day in the constitutional history of India. Of course, it took 2 years, 11 months, and 18 days to complete this immense task. And it was the then rupees 6.4 million to finish this complete task of framing and writing the constitution of the country. Our constitution came into effect on 26 January 1950. When we have already done it on 26 November 1949, then why long wait? Reason, the Lahore session on the banks of River Ravi, when Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the president of this session, a resolution was passed that from 1930, 26 January, every year, 26 January will be marked as Independence Day of India. Now, we got an independence on 15th August. But we never wanted to waste away this important red letter day, as we quote it out, on 26 January. So we wanted our 26 January to be alive in the history of India. And as a result, we implemented and brought the effect of the Constitution on 26 January 1950. The architects of the Constitution, I hope you would be astonished to see these are the official signatures of the list of members of the Constituent Assembly, which is put onto the original copy, still into the archives of the Government of India. Babuji, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, as famously called, was the first president of India, the president of the Constituent Assembly, and till date is the only president of India who has assumed the office for 2 consecutive terms, 1950 to 55, 55 to 1960. Other than Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who was also the chairman of the drafting committee, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was the first Indian prime minister, and an absolute very fresh information to all that C. Rajagopalachari as a member was also the first Indian and the last Governor General of India. After this, the office of the Governor General was abolished and it was replaced by elected head of the government called as the President of India. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel was the first Home Minister, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad was the first Education Minister, and Frank Antony, the famous lawyer, was representing the Anglo-Indian community. Other prominent members of our Constituent Assembly included Kanhaiya Lal Maniklal Munshi, Ganesh Vasudev Mavlankar, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, Nalini Ranjan Ghosh, and Balwant Rai Mehta. Among them, the most prominent was, again, the Parsis were represented by H.P. Modi. Harindra Kumar Mukherjee was a representative as well as the Assembly Vice President from the Christian community. Ari Bahadur represented the Gorkha community. And prominent judges to be the most expert in the field of law and constitution, Aladi Krishna Swami Iyer, Benegal Narsingh Rao, K.M. Munshi, and Ganesh Mavlankar. The prominent woman member, Sarojini Naidu. Again, an information, Sarojini Naidu was also the first women governor of India, Indian state. Hansa Mehta, Durgabai Deshmukh, Rajkumari Amrit Kaur, the erstwhile royal scion of the Kapurthala royal family, and she was the first health minister of India. Vijay Lakshmi Pandit. Other than being the member of the Constituent Assembly, a bit of an added information, she was the first women president of the General Assembly of the United Nations. We were influenced by the constitutions of many countries. Well, I wouldn't call it to be as we copied it, because a lot of constitutional work has been already done. If you take the US Constitution, the UK, the Irish, they were much more before us. As a result, we did got inspired of their entire model of constitution, and we tried to bring whatever was absolutely appropriate for our own Indian state. We were influenced by the constitutions of UK, USA, where we also carried out the rights for the individual citizens in India. Ireland, Australia, France, Canada, Soviet Union, the Weimar Republic. Please, it has to be very specific. It was not the German, but the Weimar Republic Constitution. South Africa and Japan. Gandhiji has been integral to the Indian freedom struggle. As the father of the nation, his ideas, philosophies, thoughts, and principles cannot be ignored. Indian constitution writers ultimately accepted the fact that the directive principles of state policy contained in the Constitution of India, which are going to guide the future policies of the state, of the governments in power of the time, Gandhian ideology and principles are going to be an integral part of this particular policy making of the state. That is why the directive principles of state policy of the Constitution of India are considered to be as an absolute drenched into the Gandhian philosophy. A bit of an added information, directive principles of state policy in the Indian Constitution are not mandatory to be followed while drafting the state policy. Some amazing facts. A lot of us, even when we are from India, we have a very little information about that. Our constitution have many of the amazing facts. Let's check it out. What are the first one? It is the longest constitution in the world. Of all the republics and democracies in the world, ours is the longest. And of course, we have a credit to ourselves being the largest democracy in the world. Original copy of the Indian Constitution was neither written nor printed. It was absolutely calligraphed by the famous calligraphist of the time, Prem Bihari Narayan Raizada. I deliberately said it. It is handwritten, but it was not written in an ordinary font or format. It was calligraphed by the famous calligraphist, Prem Bihari Narayan Raizada. If we go for the language of the original, it was written both in Hindi and English. Hindi being just the working language of the government of India at that time. But then we continued. The formula was to continue up to 1965 with Hindi and English, but then we continued with English as the parallel language to Hindi as an official working language of the government of India. The total word count of an English version of the Indian Constitution is 117,369 words. You may note it down, boys and girls, and other ladies and gentlemen attending this particular presentation. As and where we had to quote our constitution, we could say that it is 117,369 words that ultimately are total count in making our constitution a complete constitution. Each page was uniquely and beautifully illuminated by the artist from Shanti Niketan. A book illumination was done. And Shanti Niketan, again, to refresh the memories of the ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls attending this particular presentation, was an institution started by our great writer and Nobel laureate, Rabindranath Tagore. Jai Hind, and please celebrate your Republic Day with complete fervor and dedication to the nation. Wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir, for that wonderful presentation. We all surely have learned a lot about the Indian Constitution. Moving on for the presentations by each of the blocks. Since 1947, India has had 14 presidents and 15 prime ministers. Their names are etched into our history, for it is their hard work and greatness that has led India to become the epitome of success it is today. I now call upon the tiny tots from kindergarten section to present on the topic of the presidents and prime ministers of India. Handing over to the anchors, Abid and Muroor.
Respected dignitaries, Principal Sir, Vice Principal Sir, School Coordinator Ma'am, Senior Leadership Team, teachers, parents and friends. Good morning to one and all present here. I am Ora. And I am Abid from Aris Kindergarten. India has seen great leaders over the year. A leader is the one who knows the way, who shows the way. The vision of the presidents and prime ministers have contributed immensely to the growth of India, and it has helped India to reach greater heights. Though today, on the occasion of Republic Day, the tiny church of Addis Kindergarten presents our great leaders, the visionaries of our mother India. सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा. दादाजी, tomorrow is Republic Day. I'm so excited. हाँ बेटा, India got its freedom ending and almost 200 years British ruled after a long struggle. The path was not easy. Though India became a free nation on August 15, 1947, it declared itself a sovereign, democratic and republic state with the adoption of the Constitution on January 26, 1950. Every year we celebrate Republic Day on 26th of January. Dadaji, why do we need presidents and prime ministers? For a democracy to work proper, we need presidents and prime ministers. Today, India is a diverse country, but still we all are united.
too. I achieved grand success through diligence, hard work, and integrity. Common people have described me as one of the world's most respected leaders and a man of uncommon decency and grace. Thank you.
I am Mrs. Indira Gandhi, the first woman Prime Minister of India. I am also known as the Iron Lady of India because of my bravery and service to the country. I believe that forgiveness is a virtue of the brave, and that there is no love where there is no will. Namaskar.
I am the present President of India, Mr. Ramnath Kovind. Our intended was set off effort by thousands of patriotic freedom fighters led by Mahatma Gandhi. We need to build an India that is an economic leader as well as a moral exemplar giant.
I am nicknamed as the man of peace. My name is Lal Bahadur Shastri. For I always preferred the path of peace instead of aggression. I believe in peace and peaceful development, not only for ourselves but for peoples all around the world. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan.
To succeed in your mission, you must have single-minded devotion to your goal. Namaste everyone. I am Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Azad. I am the 11th President of India. I was the one who helped in the development of Agni and Prithvi missiles. For my involvement in the nuclear power in India, I was known as Missile Man of India. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, second Vice President and First President of India. It would be my proud privilege if September 5th is celebrated as Teachers' Day. True teachers are those who helps us to think for ourselves. शिक्षा का अंतिम उत्पाद एक स्वतंत्र रचनात्मक व्यक्ति होना चाहिए. जय हिंद. I am the first woman president of India, Mrs. Pratibha Patil. I believe India is known for sobriety and wisdom, balance and sensible thinking.
all, I am Narendra Modi. I am the present Prime Minister of India, and I believe we walk together, we move together, we think together, and we resolve together, and together we take our country forward. Mitra Jaya Hai.
The train was very long, Dadaji, but the alarm rang and I could not meet with other presidents and prime ministers of India. I'm sure they also wanted to talk to me. But don't lose your heart. India has 15 prime ministers and 14 presidents till date. Who knows, in your next dream you can meet them. But take me along with you next time. Do you know, India will celebrate Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav, 75 glorious years of India's independence. Freedom in mind, faith in words, pride in our heart. Let's salute our nation. मेरा मुल्क मेरा देश मेरा ये वतन, शांति का उन्नति का प्यार का चमन. मेरा मुल्क मेरा देश मेरा ये वतन, शांति का उन्नति का प्यार का चमन.
A very enthusiastic performance, boys and girls, and sincere thanks to the parents and teachers.
India has taken a lot of measures to ensure the protection of our environment and wildlife. In fact, Article 51A of the Directive Principles of State Policy states, "It shall be the duty of every citizen of India to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for all living creatures." To enlighten us on India's efforts towards environmental protection and much more, we have the pre-primary students. Handing over to the anchors, Hina and Anaya.
एकता समाज की शक्ति है और इसके बिना हम दुर्बल है. अतः देश की शुभचिंतक एकता को प्रोत्साहन देते हैं. धन्यवाद.
The earth will not continue to offer its harvest except with faithful stewardship. We cannot say we love the land and then take steps to destroy it for use by future generations. A warm greetings and wishes to all the dignitaries present here.
Environmental pollution cannot be pinned on a single country or individual. We all have been participating in it directly or indirectly, and we certainly won't be able to change it back to normal in a day. But little efforts every day can lead to a big change.
We are very much delighted to inform that our pre-primary section is participating in the Republic Day Parade in our school. all go and be a part of this exciting moment? Yes, let us go. You know, our section is going to display a magnificent show on how our India has made an exemplary progress in protecting and saving our environment.
Wow, what a lovely song. Do you know what exactly is One Mahotsav? One Mahotsav started in 1950 by K.M. Munshi, then Union Minister for Agriculture and Food. The aim was to create enthusiasm among the people for forest conservation. During the One Mahotsav week, every citizen of India is expected to plant a sapling.
Wildlife! It's everywhere! Beneath the sea, upon the air. No wonder that us humans care. God made so many things. Good morning, everyone. It is a great honor and pride to know our nation's dedication towards protecting our wildlife. Long ago, in the year 1972, the Wildlife Protection Act was introduced. Under this act, national parks, sanctuaries, and conservation reserves were declared as protected areas by the Government of India. Punishments were imposed on those in the illegal acts of hunting and poaching. Further, in 2010, wetland conservation and management rules have been drafted to protect the wetlands of India. How great it is to have such acts that will protect our national reserves and wildlife. Surely, this creates a better environment for all creatures, big or small, to live and exist in peace and harmony. Thank you. Our family is not in black and danger. Our population is decreasing, and very soon there may be none of us left at all. Don't worry, my dear friend. For this very reason, our government launched the Project Tiger in 1973. Let us together listen to the protection and care initiatives taken by our Indian government. The aim of this project is to ensure that the population of Bengal tigers is very
tigers take place and also avoid human-tiger conflicts of any kind. Together with the Project Tiger and Tiger Protecting Forces, I am sure tiger family can soon return to a stable population and live without the fear of going extinct.
Thank you, India, for protecting us.
वातावरण को दूषित करके तुम स्वस्थ नहीं रह पाओगे, स्वच्छ हवा ना ले पाए तो घुट घुट कर मर जाओगे। आओ मिलकर कसम ये खाए, प्रदूषण को हम दूर भगाए, गंदगी को दूर भगाकर वातावरण को स्वच्छ बनाए। धन्यवाद। A revolution from pollution. Delhi-based Chakra Innovation curbs air pollution with the world's first retrofit emission control device for diesel generators, encouraging solar fairy, clean tech for health and clean air, cooking with radiant heat, and biomedical waste management. The Ganga is the symbol of India's memorable past, which has been flowing into the present and continues to flow towards the ocean of the future. The Namami Gange program is an integrated conservation mission approved as flagship program by the Union government in June 2014 with budget outlay of rupees 20,000 crore to accomplish the twin objectives of effective abatement of pollution, conservation and rejuvenation of national river Ganga.
भगवती तव तीरे नीरमात्रशनोऽहम् भगवती तव तीरे नीरमात्रशनोऽहम् विगतविषयतृष्णा कृष्णमाराधयामि विगतविषयतृष्णा कृष्णमाराधयामि सकलकलुषभङ्गे स्वर्गसोपानसङ्गे सकलकलुषभङ्गे स्वर्गसोपानसङ्गे तरलतरतरङ्गे देवी गंगे प्रसीद 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 नमामि गंगे 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 नमामि गंगे
Wow! What an exquisite and dynamic show! Yes, it was truly alluring and captivating. Progress is impossible without change,
And those who cannot change their mind cannot change anything.
छोड़ो कल की बातें, कल की बात पुरानी, नए दौर में लिखेंगे मिलकर नई कहानी। जय हिंद।
That was wonderfully presented, boys and girls. Hooray to a job well done. Rabindranath Tagore, Amrita Sher Gill, Arundhati Roy, Syed Haider Raza. These are a few of the long list of brilliant authors and artists India has created. Their work is both globally renowned and celebrated, and my heart swells with pride as I think of the country they belong to, the same country we all belong to. I now invite the primary girls to showcase Indian art, architecture, and literature, and the roles these great men and women have played in spreading Indian culture. Handing over to the anchor for the presentation, Christelle.
A very bright and beautiful morning. India, a place where colors are doubly bright. Pinks that scald your eyes, greens that soothe your souls, and blues you could drown in. India was, is, and always will be a golden bird. A work of art, architecture, and literature is a world in itself. Reflection time for the senses and emotions. Let us take a journey through the great inspirational work of celebrated artists, architects, and writers from the North, South, East, and West India. It is time to witness a marvelous presentation by the primary girls.
Jammu and Kashmir, the heaven on earth. Come, let's explore the beauty. The valleys, lakes, gardens takes us to a world of paradise. Kashmiri poets have explored a number of themes, all of which have only made their literature richer. Pirsada Ghulam was known by his pen name Muroor and was a national poet of Kashmir. Pandit Zinda Kaur was well known as Master Ji, wrote primarily on devotion, philosophy and peace. Thank you.
आइए मैं आपको चंडीगढ़ की सैर कराती हूँ। रॉक गार्डन एक ऐसा स्थान है जो चंडीगढ़ के उत्साही लोगों को पसंद है। राजधानी परिसर एक खूबसूरत जगह है जो चंडीगढ़ की वास्तुकला को दर्शाता है। कलात्मकता और कविता देश को और खूबसूरत बनाती है। अमृता प्रीतम एक भारतीय कवियत्री थी। उन्होंने हिंदी और पंजाबी में कविताएं लिखी। अमृता शेरगिल एक भारतीय चित्रकार थी। वह वास्तव में एक रचनात्मक व्यक्ति है।
Welcome to Jaipur. Jaipur is the capital city of Rajasthan and is also known as the pink city of India because of the dominant pink color across the architecture. The Patrika Gate is the 9th gate of Jaipur. It is constructed and opened to the public in 2016. The Jahar Kala Kendra was built with the purpose of preserving Rajasthani's arts and crafts. Vijay Danta, Baru Bandari and Mirabai are some of the famous writers from Rajasthan. Thank you.
दिल्ली दिल है हिंदुस्तान का, धड़कन है भारत की, लाजवाब इतिहास है इसका, वर्तमान में भी पीछे नहीं। उद्योग भवन, वायु भवन, इंदिरा गांधी नेशनल सेंटर ऑफ आर्ट, नेशनल गैलरी ऑफ मॉडर्न आर्ट, पार्लियामेंट लाइब्रेरी है इनके गौरव। बच्चों के लिए शंकर इंटरनेशनल डॉल म्यूजियम, नेशनल रेल म्यूजियम और नेहरू प्लानिटेरियम बहुत प्रसिद्ध है। दिल्ली के महान लेखक प्रसून जोशी, अरुंधति रॉय और खुशवंत सिंह की गिनती है।
Namaste. India, the land of cultural vibrancy in art. Jaina or Indian miniature painting can be seen in the caves of Ajanta and Ellora. Carved and farm paintings of Rajasthan is done on portable wood and cloth respectively. Nihal Chand's Bani Thani painting originated from Kishangarh schools of art. Gujarat Ithora painting is indeed very famous. Wali painting of Maharashtra mesmerized millions of artists. Western Indian artists and their contributions. Krishnaji Hauraji Ara for his splendid paintings. Sadanand Bakre from Baroda for his fine arts. Hari Ambada's Gade work reflects slums and poverty in Bombay. Padma Shri recipient Said Haider Raza worked on the Bindu art form. Ever Hussein paintings are so popular. Francis Newton Sousa set a world record in 2008 for the most expensive Indian painting sold and purchased by Nina Ambani for ₹11.3 crore. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind. Dhanyavad.
Western India's distinguished authors have changed the outlook of the Indian people towards a progressive society. Maharashtra's Padma Bhushan Vishnu Vaman Shirvatkar, popularly known as Kusumamraja, was an eminent Marathi author whose works include Vishaka, Nata Samrat, which are said to be spiritually and socially awakening, and won him the Sahitya Academy and Jnanapith Award. Gujarati writer and literary critic Suresh Hari Prasad Joshi is considered the father of modern Gujarati literature. He refused the Sahitya Academy Award on the grounds that the work did not reflect his original thinking. His famous works include Raha Pravesh and Chintayami Manasa. Perhaps the most noted poet and speaker from Madhya Pradesh, who captured the hearts of every Indian, was former Prime Minister Bharat Ratna Padma Vibhushan Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Apart from being a prolific writer, his life was dedicated to the advancement of the Indian people. Sahitya Academy Award winner Damodar Mauzo from Goa is noted for his incredible works in Konkani. He recently won the Jnanapith 2022 award, India's highest literary award. Sri Damodar Mauzo's achievement is one that the Addis family cherishes deeply, having had the honor of felicitating this great personality a few years ago.
Namaste. The architecture of India is rooted in its history, culture and religion. The post-independence period saw the emergence of two schools of thought in architecture, the revivalist and the modernist. The revivalist, who showcased continuity with the past. The modernist depended heavily on the European and American models and tried to adopt them in India. Design like the spaceship in Forces at Pune is a perfect example of modern architectural design. It has been awarded LEED E-Bomb Platinum certification by United States Green Building Council. The campus of IIM Ahmedabad is not only an institution of learning but also scenic. The building design was created by architect Louis Khan. A number of students and architecture students often visit this campus for its phenomenal architectural impact. 2018 marked the inauguration of the world's tallest statue. It is located in Gujarat. The 182-meter statue is dedicated to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Ramvi Sutra designed the Statue of Unity. The Bandra Sea Link of Mumbai is the first cable-stayed bridge to be constructed in open seas in India. The segments are connected to each other by retention wires. Dhanyavad.
Suprabhadam, Vanakkam, Shubhodaya. When you visit a beautiful place, you carry it with you wherever you go. Culturally and aesthetically, rich South India is one of the most beautiful parts of India. South India, which encompasses Indian states
of Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Pondicherry, Goa, and Lakshadweep comprises 20% of India's area. Lush greenery, intriguing sceneries, and warm people define South India. As we said, it is also culturally and aesthetically rich and blessed. It is a land of divine artists and literary minds. Whether we talk about literature, art or architecture, beauty, grandeur and novelty are the key features.
Architecture should speak of its time and place, but yearn for timelessness. It is time to witness the architectural splendor of South India. It has the power to transform, to illuminate, to inspire and motivate. Let us get immersed in the beauty of art from South India. It is from the literature that the concrete outlook of humanity receives its expression. Time to celebrate the marvels of the mighty pen by great writers from South India.
We are illumined and soaked up in the ethereal beauty and creativity of timeless architectural splendor, legacy of art and rich literature of South India. Nandi Namaskaram.
Welcome all to the east and northeastern states of India. I feel greatly honored today to speak about the arts and literature of this land. Work as diverse as Kautilya's Arthashastra, belonging to ancient times to medieval romantic poems. This land has given birth to notable personalities, and their work remains etched in people's memories for centuries. Bhupen Hazarika, Satyajit Ray, Amitav Ghosh, and Yashai Doma are reputed personalities known for their literary compositions and have received several awards and recognitions. The eastern zone of India is rich in cultural heritage. There are many museums and art centers like Nandan, Birla Academy of Art and Culture, Kalakshetra, Shillong Chamber Choir that preserve, demonstrate and perform cultural activities.
Art is an expression of ideas and emotions. The prominent artists of East and Northeast India are National Award-winning artist Bharti Dayal, who has transformed Madhubani art into its contemporary art form. Devi Prasad Roy Chaudhary is known for his bronze sculptures and is rated as the major artists of modern Indian art. The government of India awarded him the Padma Bhushan in 1958 for his contributions to art. Lifetime Achievement Award winner Ganesh Pain has established himself as one of the most notable contemporary artists of Bengal School of Art, whose dark imageries got him an international fame. Thank you.
Thank you, girls. You put together a marvelous show.
Healthy citizens are the greatest asset any nation can have. Therefore, a nation's healthcare sector is its top priority. The primary boys are here to apprise us regarding the technological advancements in the healthcare sector, as well as sports, yoga, and other activities. Handing over to the anchors, Zach, Matthew, Francis, and Abdul.
are you reading?
I am reading a book about India since 1947, a book on technological advancement in healthcare industry and all about well-being.
Oh wow, that seems like a very interesting topic. I think you should know all about the growth of India in the health sector. Come on, let us watch a documentary for you to get a better idea.
Oh, I'm so happy, Dad. Let's watch.
Our father of the nation clearly advocated agriculture and well-being once we became independent. Food and health became our hallmark since then. Healthcare in India faces several challenges. Despite its shortcomings, India's healthcare sector has a lot going for it on several fronts.
Ayurveda flourished along with the belief that cleanliness was godliness. Along with Ayurvedic treatment, homeopathy, Unani were other sources of treatment to upkeep the health and well-being of the humanity of India.
Different means were propagated, and along with that, for the well-being, yogic exercise and one of the Indian martial art forms, Kalaripayattu, became very popular.
With the advancement of science and technology, the medical field has also reformed drastically. Allopathy reigns supreme till today.
There have been noteworthy improvements in health indicators such as life expectancy, infant mortality rate, maternal mortality rate, etc. due to key factors such as increasing penetration of healthcare services across the country, extensive health campaigns, sanitation drives, increase in the number of government and private hospitals in India, immunization, growing literacy, etc. Initiatives such as Janani Shishu Suraksha Karyakram, Janani Suraksha Yojana, reproductive, maternal, newborn, child and adolescent health services, and national programs to curb incidences of diseases such as polio, HIV, TB, leprosy, etc. have played pivotal roles in improving India's health indicators.
India's universal immunization program is one of the largest public health interventions in the country with an extensive vaccine delivery system. It comprises over 27,000 vaccine storage units in all states across the country. 80% of vaccination takes place in the outreach sessions held in thousands each year in more than 6 lakh villages and other urban belts.
India is the third largest producer of pharmaceuticals in the world by volume.
Department of Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy, abbreviated as Ayush, has been integrated into the Indian National Healthcare Delivery System to strengthen public health in rural India. The department was created in March 1995 as the Department of Indian Systems of Medicine and Homeopathy under the Ministry of Health. Ayush received its current name in March 2003.
I'm not feeling very well. I think I'm having dry cough.
Try to call our online doctor and see if the medicines can be delivered.
iClinic is helping individuals to take advice online or consult doctors round the clock, over the phone and HD video if they have an urgent health concern that requires immediate consultation. Similarly, the invention
of telemedicine has opened new avenues for rural healthcare.
Hands of the surgeon are slowly being replaced by the tremulous grip of robotic arms.
India got its first urologic robotic installation at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi in 2006. The following decade saw an unprecedented growth of robotic surgery in India. There are currently 66 centers and 71 robotic installations as of July 2019, with more than 500 trained robotic surgeons.
Did you know a heart of 50-year-old was airlifted in Kerala police chopper for transplant on 9th May 2020? Helicopter Ambulance Service. Helicopter ambulance services will offer fast medical services by promptly reaching and attending to accident victims, road, rail, industrial accidents, etc., including reaching and transporting critically sick patients, heart attacks who need prompt medical attention, etc. They facilitate the fast transfer of human organs for transplantation.
Public cord blood banking supports the health of the community. Public banks collect qualifying blood donations from healthy pregnancies and save them in case one of them will match to save the life of a patient who needs a stem cell transplant.
Wow! So, overall health infrastructure in our country has been considerably evolving in the past 74 years?
Yes, very true. So I hope you understood that good health was possible with AAA. A for awareness, A for advancement in technology, and A for aid. India is among the top few countries when it comes to health and well-being. Well, let's go for a walk.
Look how well Zumba and outdoor games are going on.
My baby, my Valentine. Can I hear the making my temperature rise? If you leave me, I could die. I swear. You are like the oxygen I need to survive. I'll be honest. Your love ain't it totally me. I am so obsessed. I want to chop your body.
Let's all enjoy the journey as we strive for wellness.
From primary boys, thanking our principal sir, vice principal sir,
School coordinator ma'am, supervisor ma'am,
teachers, students, and parents, wishing all our dear Addis and the entire world good health and happiness for the days to come.
Thank you, boys, for that wonderful presentation. A very commendable job done by the entire team of teachers, parents, and students.
Indians have been changing the world for decades now. From running multi-billion-dollar companies around the globe to leading other great nations, Indians have spread their roots to every corner of the world. I now invite the girls of the middle section to share with us some of the achievements of these great people. Handing over to our anchors, Soumya, Aliza, Jessica, Gauri, Amani, and Athira.
सभ्यता, संस्कृति, अर्थकला, राजनीति, सब में भारत श्रेष्ठ प्राचीन, सौंदर्य, बुद्धिमता तकनीक का लेकर संगम, विश्व पटल के हर क्षेत्र पर हमने लहराया परचम।
उन्हीं चंद प्रेरक हस्तियों का लेकर आज उदाहरण ला रहे हैं लघु प्रस्तुति, मनाने को गणतंत्र पर्व ये पावन।
The feel of celebrating Republic Day makes one truly exultant, euphoric and splendid. Our pride turns cosmic, looking at Indians, leaving the footprints inside and out for the world to be followed. We the Indians need no recognition, but left the world to be recognized for our proud Indian origin, making mark in every field to exist: astronomy, medicine, sciences, mathematics, and the list is incessant, and no other day can be considered substantial to witness the journey of our proud veterans but the 73rd Republic Day.
India's rise to power has led to speculation and expectations about how we have changed the global order and continuing the pursuit of great power status.
Commencing with Shashi Tharoor, former Under Secretary General, United Nations. Benegal Narsingh Rao, Security Council, former President, United Nations. International Court of Justice, former Judge. Dr. Harshvardhan, World Health Organization, former Chairman, Executive Board. Soumya Swaminathan, Chief Scientist, former Deputy Director General of Programs, World Health Organization. Geeta Gopinath, International Monetary Fund, former Director Research Department, Chief Economist. Praveen Sinha, Executive Committee, Interpol. Apurva Chandra, Secretary, International Labour Organization. Brajendra Navneet, Ambassador and Permanent Representative of India, World Trade Organization.
With the world's third largest military expenditure, fourth largest armed force, fifth largest economy by GDP nominal rates, and third largest economy in terms of purchasing power parity, India is a prominent regional power, a nuclear power, an emerging global power, and a potential superpower. India assumes a growing international influence and a prominent voice in global affairs.
Kamala Devi Harris, Vice President, United States of America. Halima Yaqub, President, Singapore. Anita Anand, Minister of National Defence, Canada. K. Shanmugam, Minister for Law and Home Affairs, former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Singapore. Leo Varadkar, Minister for Enterprise, Trade, Employment and Defence, Ireland. Anirudh Jagannath, former Prime Minister, President, Mauritius.
Indian entrepreneurship, innovation and business firms have gone through a plethora of changes, particularly in the last 3 decades. India's upward development curve jump-started the service sector, encouraged entrepreneurship and innovation, created global business leaders, and began an everlasting saga of economic reforms and the re-emergence of entrepreneurship. M.A. Yusuf Ali, Lulu Groups. Miki Jagtiani, Landmark Groups. Bavagutu Raghuram Shetty, NMC Groups and other ventures. Mohan Jashanmal. Jamsetji Tata and Ratan Tata, Tata Groups. Seth Shiv Narayan Birla, Aditya Birla Groups. Paramanand Hinduja, Hinduja Groups. Azim Premji, Wipro. Narayan Murthy, Infosys.
A set of principles unique to Indian leaders, shaped by culture beyond the simplistic labeling, based on pedigree or nationalities, help Indians to shine globally. One would be baffled by the growing trend of Indians rising to the top at the leading global multinationals. We ain't just dealing with 20th century merchants and capitalists, but also entrepreneurs, management gurus, and CEOs who were born and raised in India are now at the helm of some of the biggest global enterprises in the world.
Sundar Pichai, CEO Google. Indira Nui, CEO PepsiCo. Leena Nair, CEO Chanel. Satya Nadella, CEO Microsoft. Some other prominent personalities of Indian origin in the field of business are Pranav Mistry, Global Vice President of Research, Samsung. Shantanu Narayan, CEO Adobe Systems. Anjali Sood, CEO Vimeo. Reshmi Sinha, CEO SlideShare. Revati Adwaiti, CEO Flex. Sonia Singhal, President and CEO Gap. Jayashree Ullal, President and CEO Arista Networks. Parag Agrawal, CEO Twitter. Sanjay Mehrotra, CEO Micron Technology.
India has progressively paved way for development in the field of science and technology. Right from beginning, India holds a strong position in terms of science and technology. We are always honored to call our veterans in the respective fields, beginning from Birbal Sahni, paleobotanist and fellow of the Royal Society; Satyendranath Bose, physicist and colleague of Albert Einstein; Priyamvada Natarajan, professor of astronomy and physics, researcher of black holes; Homi Jahangir Bhabha, nuclear physicist and founding director of Tata Institute of Fundamental Research and Bhabha Atomic Research Center.
India produces the best brains that have been part of several space missions in the world. Indians have been playing a pivotal role in space exploration and bringing glory to our great nation. Kalpana Chawla, Indian astronaut and first woman from India to go to space. Sunita Williams, an Indian-American astronaut, formerly held 7 records. Sirisha Bandla, second Indian woman to go to space. Rakesh Sharma, Indian military pilot, cosmonaut, and first Indian to go to space.
Our great country has a fair share in the propagation of knowledge and wisdom. Thousands of universities has produced its own fair share of Nobel laureates over the years in all award categories. Rabindranath Tagore, 1913, Literature. Chandrasekhar Venkata Raman, 1930, Physics. Har Gobind Khurana, 1968, Medicine. Mother Teresa, 1979, for Peace. Subramanyam Chandrasekhar, 1983, Physics. Amartya Kumar Sen, 1998, Economics. Sarvidyadhar Suraj Prasad Naipaul, 2001, Literature. Muhammad Yunus, 2006, Peace. Venkataraman Ramakrishna, 2009, Chemistry. Kailash Satyarthi, 2014, Peace.
And a foreign policy that is defined not only by national interest but also by solidarity with the developing world. As a leading power, we, the Indians, always look beyond raw indexes of economic, political, and military might and craft a consensus that is consistent with its ancient and historic view of the world.
नई सोच, युवा शक्ति, सद्धर्म और संस्कृति हो जिसका आधार तंत्र, विश्व में सदा सर्वोच्च रहेगा भारत विशाल जन गणतंत्र।
जय जन भारत जन मन अभिमत जन गणतंत्र विधाता, जन गणतंत्र विधाता।
That was a very informative presentation. Great job, girls.
The power of media is that it forces necessary changes. For years, the media has taken up the role of shining light on the truth. The middle boys bring to us a short program on the topic of growth and impact of print, digital, and social media. Handing over to the anchors, Dhruv, Akash, Joel, and Lakshmi.
Namaste Bharat. Hi, what's up India? Happy Republic Day. Happy Republic Day to you too. By the way, who are you? I have never seen you before. I'm radio. No, but FM doesn't look like this. You techies don't know where it all started from? You need to respect your past. Oh, come on. Wasn't just listening to you boring? Yes, after some time it was. All I had to do was to hop into a box. I understand, but was only entertaining everyone enough? What about the other means of communication?
I have had a very long innings and till today I'm decades not out. Let me show you how my long innings has helped to share the advancement to the community.
किसानों की चमकदार तस्वीर, देश की उन्नति की तकदीर। भारत के भाग्य विधाता, किसान आपके अन्नदाता। ईमानदारी और मेहनत है जिसकी शान, वही है हमारे देश का किसान। किसान है देश के अन्नदाता, यही है देश के भाग्य विधाता।
भारत में 1940 के दशक में ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री की शुरुआत हुई। दुनिया भर की बाकी कंपनियां तब तक बहुत तरक्की कर चुकी थी, पर हमारी भारतीय कंपनियों ने पिछले 80 साल में अपनी अलग पहचान बनाई। आज भारत 2 व्हीलर्स और ट्रैक्टर्स के प्रोडक्शन में नंबर 1 पर है और मैं गर्व के साथ कहना चाहता हूं कि हमारी ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री पूरी दुनिया में चौथी सबसे बड़ी ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री बन चुकी है। आज दुनिया में ऐसी कोई ऑटोमोबाइल कंपनी नहीं है जो भारत में काम नहीं करना चाहती। जय हिंद।
In 1996, the world said goodbye to VHS and adopted a new technology for watching videos on the DVD. Doordarshan was the first TV channel to be introduced in the year 1959. The first IT company, TCS, started in the year 1968. Here are some famous personalities in the IT sector: Sundar Pichai, Shantanu Narayan, Satya Nadella, Arvind Krishna, Parag Agarwal, Narayana Murthy. Some startup companies such as Paytm, Zomato, Ola, Flipkart have an estimated net worth of over $1 billion. The IT industry accounted for 8% of India's GDP in the year 2020.
India has been an industry leader since the ancient times in the medical field. With talented biologists like Upendranath Brahmachari and Kamal Ranadev, we have been a beacon of innovation. Our numerous medical colleges have given rise to many medical geniuses. Even to this day, our vaccines have saved millions of lives. The fact that our country is the largest exporter of medical professionals proves the importance of India when it comes to healthcare across the world. To wrap it up, from the times of Sushruta to Dr. Indra Hinduja, India has and will continue to be a major contributor and innovator in the field of medicine. Thank you.
ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. Throughout the years, ISRO has upheld its mission of bringing space to the service of the common man, to the service of the nation. In the process, it has become one of the sixth largest space agencies in the world. ISRO maintains one of the largest fleet of communication satellites, INSAT, and remote sensing satellites. ISRO develops and delivers application-specific satellite products and tools to the nation.
Infrastructure development has contributed greatly to the growth of the Indian economy since 1947. This section focuses on power, bridges, dams, roads and urban infrastructure development. Since the late 1990s, India has seen rapid development of roads, giving high priority to the construction of highways. The Golden Quadrilateral connects many of the country's major industrial, agricultural and cultural centers. By 2030, India expects to be a $10 trillion economy and infrastructure will play a key role in driving this growth.
Up until 1980, India had no major technological advancements in the defense and military sector. Let us have a look at the major achievements achieved through the years. The introduction of the Mikoyan fighter planes in 1980. 1998, India signed a missile deal with Russia and launched BrahMos. India's defense budget increased drastically from the year 2000 to 2020. The Indian Army is now ranked as the fourth most powerful military in the world. The Imperial Eagle is a UAV that was recently used in the surgical strike. In the future, the Indian Army aims to use AI in their warfare. Salute to those who are guarding billions of smiles in our country.
Wow! You have indeed progressed at a lightning speed.
Yes, coming to it. My new avatar today is...
Nothing but computer, AI, robotics and so on. We must understand that we all have played an equally important role for our continuous evolution and where we have reached today.
Let us continue to work hand in hand to usher in changes and to make our country bright, beautiful and prosperous.
Jai Hind! Jai Bharat! मेरा भारत महान
Thank you, boys, for that enthusiastic presentation. Kudos to the entire team for putting up such a great performance.
India has recorded strong economic growth over the past 4 decades. Over this period, India's share of the global output has doubled to 7%, and it is now the world's third largest economy in purchasing power parity terms. Now, we have the girls of the senior section to present about India's economic development over the years. Over to our anchors, Diya Satish and Kyle Jaislin.
A very good morning to everyone present here. On the solemn occasion of India's 73rd Republic Day, the senior girls would like to share India's vision and take pride in its achievements. We have a short video presentation which highlights the country's economic developments in the field of agriculture, industries, trade, and banking. Over to the video.
Hey Danvi, wasn't the Republic Day celebration today amazing?
It was. We surely learned a lot.
Yes. Hey, my grandmother's house is on the way. Let's go give her the sweets they distributed at school.
Thank you, kids.
Grandma, you seem to be very happy today.
Oh yes, we're having a good harvest with the help of the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sanchai Yojana extending the coverage of irrigation. I don't need to worry about the lack of water anymore. Oh, how things have changed.
मेहनत से सींच के मिट्टी को खेतों के नाम जवान लिखी खलिहानों में रौनक भर कर किसान ने अपनी कहानी लिखी एक डोर है वो कुर्बानी की उम्मीद उन्हीं से रोशन है हर निभाले से रिश्ता उसका कर में उसी से ये पोषण है जब वक्त बड़ा था सख्त कही तो इसने सबर से काम लिया ताली ना रहने दी खाली जिस ताली को इसने काम लिया
जब वक्त बड़ा था सख्त कही तो इसने सबर से काम लिया थाली ना रहने दी खाली जिस थाली को इसने थाम लिया
खुशहाली की जो खाई कसम कोई चेहरा न फिर मुरझाने दिया खेतों में सजा दी हरियाली और फसलों को लहलहाने दिया डोर है वो कुर्बानी की उम्मीद उन्हीं से रोशन है हरने वाले से रिश्ता उसका घर में उसी से पोषण है
Wow, the agricultural sector has actually changed a lot since then.
Danvi, look what's going on there. Why don't we join them?
Sure. Art and information on the same screen? Wow, that's just enthralling.
Hello Sanjana, hello Dhanvi, how are you? We are good, Auntie. Truly, the government has been helping us all, like the new Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana, a loan which can be availed by small businesses that are engaged in the field of agriculture, retail, manufacturing, and services. That too without collateral. It has really helped uncle's weaving business. We found it out through this video. See?
Truly, there are many schemes to help small scale manufacturers. Here, Auntie, please take some sweets. We'll get going.
Finally, we're home. Hey, let's switch on the TV and watch the India TV's Republic Day panel discussion that our teacher was talking about today.
Welcome to the India TV Panel Discussion 2022. Our topic for this year's Republic Day is India's Business Central. The first question will be posed to Ms. Kanika, Professor at the Tata Institute of Social Sciences.
All powerful business houses were once small law-speaking startups. Is this true in the case of the Tatas?
In 1868, Jamshedji Nusharmanji Tata established a cotton mill at Nagpur with a capital of only 21,000 rupees. In 1901, the Tata Iron and Steel Industry was set up. The Tatas grew by leaps and bounds, but also faltered and reached the verge of bankruptcy many times. But the Tatas have endeavored over generations, and today they're worth of over $291 billion.
That's great to hear. The Tata family is perhaps the most important private funder of technical education and scientific research in India.
Mr. Ambani is the most prosperous man in India with a net worth of over $91 billion. What do you think is his recipe for success, Professor Shrusti?
Accurately gauging the corporate atmosphere and having a flexible business strategy that can make your business type but smoothly during unprecedented situations would be Ambani's key for business growth. For example, during the COVID-19 lockdown, Reliance has raised more than $20 billion, selling a third of Jio to a string of investors such as Facebook and Google.
Miss Divya, you are one of the co-founders of Byju's. So in India, you have sort of become the preeminent edtech app. But now, in terms of going global, what are your aspirations next? Is this one of those India's first innovations that can go global?
Yes, so I think there is massive potential, and I think the golden age of teachers is coming back. We have 11,000 women teachers. So yes, in 2022, we do aspire to go global. The right kind of learning programs and learning platforms and learning products can help create products that can take India to a global level.
Ms. Nair, when you took the entrepreneurial plunge in 2012, you were pushing 50 and you had 20 years of experience in investment banking. Nearly a decade on, Nykaa has been listed at a valuation which is higher than several legacy brands. What has been your secret mantra for success, Ms. Nair?
The key is to be truly passionate about your business and create a brand that is associated with reliability and quality so that you can steadily build up a strong base of consumers.
Kiran Mazumdar Shaw, you are a billionaire entrepreneur and the founder and CEO of Biocon.
a Bangalore-based biotechnology company. Please could you share your formula for success in the cutthroat world of business?
I managed to do things with a lot of common sense, a lot of determination, and a lot of foolish courage. My advice to all aspiring entrepreneurs would be to keep trying to find a differentiated model. Don't just try to do what others are doing. That's where innovation comes from.
Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We hope that these wise words of India's most renowned businessmen, businesswomen, and promising startups will inspire you in your entrepreneurial journey and the quest for an Atmanirbhar Bharat.
This was really informative.
All right, kids, it's getting late now. Let's go have lunch.
All right.
That was indeed very informative. Being the youth of our country, let us pledge to keep it protected and let us pledge to work for its growth and development. Celebration of unity, celebration of freedom, celebration of pride. Wishing you all once again a very happy Republic Day. That was exceptionally done, girls. I'm sure everyone loved it.
Technology, like art, is a soaring exercise of the human imagination. There isn't a day that passes by without the use of technology. The growth of technology and the future it holds for us is something very fascinating. Now we shall have a presentation on the topic of technology and space. Senior boys, the stage is yours.
A very warm welcome to one and all on the momentous occasion of the 73rd Republic Day. Today calls for unchained patriotism to celebrate our sovereignty and to reflect upon the wonders that our Mathrubhumi has given to us. We so graciously on this day have the representative of ISRO, Adi Shetty, as well as the Minister of IT, Gautam Manoj, as a guest of honor to today's program. To look back is to reflect, and to reflect is to innovate. We first start by looking back at our history to see how our brilliant scientists paved the way for scientific novelty.
Allow me to enlighten you about this legendary mathematician and scientist, Aryabhatta. He took the earth to spin on its axis. This idea appears to have been his innovation. He was aware that the relativity of motion is clear from this passage in his book. Just as a man in a boat sees the trees on the bank move in the opposite direction, so an observer on the equator sees the stationary stars as moving precisely towards the west. Another prominent Indian scientist, Sir Jagdish Chandra Bose, proved by experimentation that both animals and plants share much in common. Bose contrived a very sophisticated instrument called the crescograph, which would record and observe plants' minute responses to external stimulants. He also pioneered the investigation of radio and microwave optics and was a major force behind the expansion of experimental science in the Indian subcontinent.
Considered as the father of India's space program, Vikram Sarabhai was instrumental in the setting up of the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO, when he successfully convinced the Indian government of the importance of a space program through this one quote. Some question the relevance of space activities in a developing nation. To us, there is no ambiguity of purpose. We do not have the fantasy of competing with the economically advanced nations in the exploration of the moon or the planets or manned space flight. But we are convinced that if we are to play a meaningful role nationally and in the community of nations, we must be second to none in the application of advanced technologies to the real problems of man and society.
Learning gives creativity. Creativity leads to thinking. Thinking leads to knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. One of the nation's most beloved president, Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam, was a famous Indian aerospace engineer. He contributed to India's civilian space program and military missile development. And it is his contribution to scientific research and modernization of defense technology that got him the title of Missile Man of India. People assume him to be one of the most powerful yet caring president in the history of independent India. It is the efforts of APJ Abdul Kalam and many more that has led India to greatness.
It really is an honor to belong to a country where such great personalities have left their marks to inspire the coming generations. Coming back to reality, we now have a Q&A session with our distinguished guests of honor. I now invite Alfred, Ashif and Siddharth to put forward any doubts or questions to our guests.
ISRO's achievements in the past have been exemplary, but for the past year, it has remained quite silent. Mr. Shetty, what do you have to say about this?
Thank you very much for your question, Ashif. And I'm very glad to see your keen interest in this topic. The chairman of ISRO may have changed, but that does not mean ISRO will slow down or stop doing what it does the best. The ex-chairman, K. Shivan, has said that the ISRO has several missions to execute this year. These include the launch of the Earth observation satellites, EOS 4, 6 and 02, and also India's ambitious Gaganyaan mission, which aims to send the first batch of Indian astronauts into space on an indigenous developed spacecraft, which will see a renewed push in 2023 as ISRO conducts the first uncrewed launch. Some might say it's too ambitious and impossible for us to achieve, but ISRO is known to run its routers, as we have done in the past with the launch of the Mangalyaan, making us only the fourth space agency to reach the orbit of Mars. The same Mangalyaan cost only 75 million as compared to NASA's 485 million Maven orbiter. In addition, we also have the Chandrayaan 03, ExpoSat, IRNSS, and technology demonstration missions. And to make things even better, all of this is done with indigenously developed advanced technology, as we believe in the nation's ideology of Atmanirbhar Bharat. The Indian Space Research Organization evidently is a civilian agency, but the capabilities it imparts to the nation are among the very best in the world.
Mr. Manoj, my question to you is, do you see in the upcoming decades the integration of AI in various fields to be more prominent?
Thank you for your question, Alfred. In simple terms, the answer to your question is yes. And mainly, I want to talk about the fields of agriculture and medical. The Indian economy is heavily dominated by agricultural and primary sector activities. But there is a common stigma among Indians that lead to people looking down on these jobs as low income or undesirable occupations. And this is exactly where AI proves valuable. With technologies like image recognitions and drones, which can help farmers harvest better crops and ensure higher yields, this has projected to lead to an increase in yield from 10% to 30% for farmers. And with this implementation, we can count on India's agronomy to be the role model for all other nations of the world. The application of AI in healthcare can help address issues of high barriers to access to healthcare facilities, particularly in rural areas. This can be achieved through the implementation of potential technologies such as AI-driven diagnostics, personalized treatment, and early identification of potential pandemics, among others.
Sir, we can see a lot of advancements internationally in the field of AI, with accounts of virtual humans and machine learning platforms being created. So how is India faring in this approach?
Thank you, Siddharth, for that question. Since Republic Day is all about celebrating the glory of India and all its development, I would love to give a small introduction to technology in India. India is supremely advanced with the technology use, and this can especially be backed by the influence of the field of AI. India has a large young population that is skilled and eager to adopt AI. Our leading technology institutes like the IITs and the NITs have the potential to be the cradle of AI researchers and startups. India's artificial intelligence market is also valued at an amount of $7.8 billion US. Even services such as customer service and mundane activities such as scheduling your calendar and sending and receiving emails can be easily taken up by these futuristic creations. So I think we should all be excited for what the future holds for AI.
Yeah, now at the end, for what was a very fruitful discussion, we hope further and greater strides are taken in this aspect. With that in mind, we'd like to conclude today's Q&A session. We hope that we've contributed to awaken that inner scientist of yours. Until next time, Jai Hind.
India's space program and the research conducted are much more significant than any other space agencies because we have developed our own technology without depending on any other countries. We are also advanced in satellite projects in which aerospace, mechanical, electronics, and communications and computer science play a vital role. Robotics is playing an important role in space technology, and in future, the emerging fields of artificial intelligence, machine learning, and mechatronics will open multiple avenues for Indian youth. Boys, till today, India has successfully launched more than 300 satellites. India's space program is exceedingly wonderful. And there are various areas such as remote sensing, space exploration. We are much more advanced. It is really great to know some universities in India are developing student communication satellite, which I hope will be launched into space soon. I do expect and hope some of my boys from Abu Dhabi Indian School will contribute for the success of our space program in the future in a very big way. Wish you all the best, boys. Thank you.
A very interesting and informative presentation by C boys. Thank you, teachers and boys, for that wonderful presentation.
India and the United Arab Emirates enjoy strong bonds of friendship, which are founded on millennia-old cultural, religious, and economic associations between the two regions. The relationship flourished after the ascension of His Highness Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan as the ruler of Abu Dhabi in 1966 and subsequently with the creation of the UAE Federation in 1971. I now invite Mehamdi Hijazi ma'am, our Arabic supervisor, who has been dedicated to serving our school for 38 years and has beautifully organized every single Islamic and Emirati event ever since her arrival, to speak on India's relations with UAE.
Thank you, my dear Andrea. Sare jahan se acha Hindustan hamara. Happy Republic Day. Eid Jumhuri Saeed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Respected, great visionary and innovative leader, our principal sir. Our great mentor, vice principal sir. Our ever great supporter, school activity coordinator ma'am. Our dynamic SLT members, staff, students, and parents of this great institution, ladies and gentlemen. What an honor I'm given today to speak about a nation that has a rich culture and great bilateral relationship with all countries. Let me start by sharing my memories as a newcomer to UAE. Believe it or not, it was in the year 1971, late September, that was the time when I used the Indian rupee as a currency in UAE. To that extent, India has contributed to UAE's progress. I remember that most of the goods sold in the markets were made in India or imported from India. India did not only impact UAE's economy, but it also had its footprint on its culture and tradition, like biryani, spices, jewelry, textile, plus kinds of oud, mehendi, etc. It also impacted the spoken language as well with some of its wordings and expressions. What can I say more? Oh, wait a minute. I know. I'm a task force of Abu Dhabi Indian School. This is another string that attaches me to India. At times, really, I feel that I'm an Indian at heart. Last but not the least, wishing our great India continuous development and greater achievements at all times. I desire to close my speech by asking you all to glorify India and let us all say, Jai Hind. Goodbye, مع السلامة. बहुत शुक्रिया, shukran. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you for enlightening us, ma'am. The memories you shared truly warmed our hearts. Next, we have a short video by the students of the UA Identity team about India-UA relations.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Kullu amin wa antum bi khair. India and UAE are both countries painted with immense beauty. They are remembered with iconic landmarks and astonishing architectural feats that leave all that view it in awe. The most emblematic example of this would be the Taj Mahal, which has rightfully made its way into the 7 wonders of the world, and Burj Khalifa, the world's tallest building. Let us take you around the UAE and India to show you some architectural marvels.
The Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque is one of the world's largest mosques and a massive architectural work of art that intentionally blends different Islamic architectural schools. The late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan built this mosque to convey historic consequence and to embody the Islamic message of peace, tolerance, and diversity. He intended that the Grand Mosque be a living reference of modern Islamic architecture that links the past with the present and creates a place of Islamic science and learning that would reflect genuine Islamic values. Anyone who has been to or seen this Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque is left mesmerized by its sublime beauty. This mosque is a work of art that pleases your senses and reminds you of the wonders man is capable of creating.
Influenced by Indian, Persian, and Islamic architectural principles, the Taj Mahal mausoleum is made of white marble, the color of which seems to change according to the time of the day. The Taj Mahal is the jewel of Muslim art in India and one of the most universally admired masterpieces of the world's heritage. The uniqueness of the Taj Mahal lies in some truly remarkable innovations carried out by the horticulture planners and architects of Shah Jahan. Both the Burj Khalifa and the Taj Mahal encompass beauty and are a symbol of vision.
And with that, let me take you to the animative world where we talk about the unity of UAE and India.
UAE and India have strong friendship connections founded on decades of cultural and commercial links between the two countries, which were established after the UAE Federation was formed in 1971.
في عام 1972 عينت دولة الإمارات أول سفير لها في نيودلهي، وفي يونيو عام 1973 عينت الهند أول سفير لها في الإمارات. منذ ذلك الحين عمل الطرفان بجد لتحسين علاقتهما في جميع المجالات.
In the areas of commerce, trade and investment,
the two countries have developed significant ties. This alliance is growing, diversifying, and evolving into a strategic partnership with a focus on defense, energy, space, and information technology.
زار السيد نريندر مودي رئيس وزراء الهند دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة في أغسطس 2015 وفبراير 2018 وأغسطس 2019 لتسلم وسام زايد أعلى وسام مدني في دولة الإمارات العربية المتحدة تقديرا لدوره المحوري والأساسي في تشكيل التحالف الاستراتيجي مع الإمارات.
كانت احتفالات الهند الأولى باليوم الجمهوري في عام 2016 والثانية في عام 2017 وكان صاحب السمو الشيخ محمد بن زايد آل نهيان ولي عهد أبو ظبي ونائب القائد الأعلى للقوات المسلحة ورئيس المجلس التنفيذي الضيف الرئيسي خلال احتفالات الهند باليوم الجمهوري في 26 يناير 2017.
What a well put together video. Well done, students.
Great leaders don't set out to be leaders. They actually set out to make a difference in the lives of so many young minds. Sir, the audience is waiting to hear you. It is our pleasure to invite our respected principal, sir, to address the gathering.
Namaskar, good morning, Sabah ul Khair.
Namaskar, sir.
Yes, it's a very proud moment for all of us to be happily celebrating the 73rd Republic Day. The Republic Day, why? Because of the thousands of soldiers and citizens of India sacrificed their life for our freedom. And that freedom which we attained with a long struggle of 200 years under the slavery of the Britishers, we finally came into an existence as a strong democratic republic. That can only happen when a country has its own constitution. And that constitution was built up, made, I'm sure you have learned. I'm sure you have learned how it happened. That is what the whole idea was, that every year we celebrate Republic Day with a lot of music, dance, and of course, some narration about it. But this time we thought it should be different. We should learn about our country and we should be proud of our country for the achievements in all the fields, right from the beginning. Of course, in ancient years, India was the most developed country. But how the deterioration came, how the downfall came, yes, we all understand, and it's very important that we learn. But what more important is that we learn from that and move up and up. And that is what we all have to do in life. We learn from our failures, we learn from our mistakes, and we learn from experience, but we have to move up and keep achieving. Yes, it's a very proud moment for all of us, but what is more proud to be is that once we learn about it, once we become capable of it, we need to return it back. And children, students, your time to return back starts nothing as a fixed time, any day, any time. Nowadays, the maximum contribution happens by the students. Please do it. Learn how to do it and keep doing it as you move up. It's very important that we learn the tolerance, we learn the compromises, we learn the sacrifices, and we do it. We make sure that in our life, we contribute to some more people's life. Simply living on your own life or for your own requirements or benefits, it's not enough. Keep giving to the human society back. Take care of the environment, because I always repeat, I am saying, it's you who will be living in this environment which you create or you will create. So what kind of environment you want to live in, start thinking of that and start working. It may not be too long that this environment, which is really getting damaged, may damage you and your life. So it's very important that each one of you, irrespective of your age or where you are, what you are, think of contributing back to the human society and to the environment, two important components. I'm really very happy to see how each section presented the concept, the idea that was given to them. So beautifully done. We can definitely see how each one of them contributed, worked hard under the leadership of their section head and of course the teachers. Thank you, children, for presenting India so beautifully. Yes, we are all proud of our country, but let us make our country proud by contributing to other countries. Very important. Thank you, Mehamdi, for beautifully putting up the two relations.
Thank you, dear son.
And starting your speech with that quote in Hindi. We loved it.
Thank you.
Thank you, the My Identity Club, for putting beautifully the relations.
Yeah, really.
Yes, let us get into our own world of work, dedication. And I'm sure Addis will keep on growing, will keep on moving, keep on contributing back. I have always been working, in the last 5 years, I've been talking. Addis has a lot of glory, but Addis has to give back that glory to others. Giving back to others is more fulfilling than doing for your own self. I'm sure you will realize it as you grow. And we want you to grow up with this feeling. Thank you, everybody, for the wonderful program. Thank you, Smriti ma'am, for the concept, for the whole idea. And thank you, all the members of SLT. Again, thank you, Mr. Tata, for being the mentor and supporting every time. Thank you, Mr. Paliappan, for the one, and Ms. Nisha for IT support. Thank you, each and everyone, for making this program a success. My heartfelt greetings to you all. Jai Hind.
Jai Hind, sir. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for those kind words. Moving on, showing gratitude is the simplest but one of the most powerful acts.
Sorry, Alfred, can I?
Sure, sir.
And a special thank to all the anchors, particularly Andrea and Alfred.
Thank you, sir. Moving on, showing gratitude is the simplest but one of the most powerful acts of kindness. To bring this event to a close, it gives me tremendous pleasure to invite our school head boy, Mohammed Shaheem, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Alfred. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible and visible.
Thank you. Gratitude is the greatest prayer. Thank you is the greatest mantra, as quoted by Paramhamsa Nityananda. A very good afternoon, respected Principal Sir, Vice Principal Sir, School Coordinator Ma'am, SLT members, teachers, and one and all present here. Good afternoon once again. We've almost come to an end of our Republic Day celebrations for this year, but something very important is left. Appreciating the efforts put in behind the scenes to make this great program a wonderful success is something we just can't miss. Such an amazing event would not have been possible without the masterful planning, tireless efforts, and team coordination put in by each and everyone involved in the program. So first, I would like to thank our very own Principal Sir, Mr. Neeraj Bhargava, for his great vision and inspiring leadership. A sincere thank you to you, sir. I express a sincere gratitude to our Vice Principal Sir, Mr. Ravindranath Tata, for his continued support and guidance. A huge thank you to our School Coordinator Ma'am, Mrs. Smriti Bhargava, for being an integral part in making sure all our events turn out to be a huge success. A big thank you to all the members of the senior leadership team for their invaluable role in making this event a success. A huge thank you to Palaniappan Sir, Nisha Ma'am, and the boys and girls from the senior block for the continuous backend and IT support that is essential in putting up such a wonderful show. A special thank you to Jayashree Ma'am and Zora Ma'am for putting in the effort to make sure every aspect of today's event turns out to be perfect. And of course, let us not overlook the outstanding efforts put in by all the students from different sections of our school. So thank you, boys and girls, and the teachers who've continuously supported them for educating us and reminding us of the many achievements our country has made and the many goals that we strive for. Without your participation, today's event wouldn't be the same. Lastly, I'd like to thank all of you present here for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you. Alfred.
Thank you, Shaheem.
With that, our program has come to an end. Thank you everyone for joining and making it a grand success. Wishing you all a wonderful day ahead and a very happy Republic Day.